Hey, it's 2026. The World Cup is here, this year, and football's greatest rivalry still burns. Messi or Ronaldo? Who will rule the game this year? I'll tell you my bet later, but first, let's find out why these two always get the spotlight. Before we dive in, let's start with the biggest question on everyone's mind. Will we even see them in this year's World Cup? Let's find out. Alright, so, Messi, who is now age 38, gave us the fairy tale ending in Qatar 2022, lifting the trophy, silencing the critics, and cementing his legacy. Many thought that was his last dance, but Messi never said the door was closed. He's still leading Argentina when called, still showing flashes of magic at Inter Miami, and still proving that age doesn't dim greatness. As for Ronaldo, now at 41, is rewriting the rules of longevity. Most players hang up their boots in their mid-30s. Not him. He trains like an Olympian, still scores relentlessly in Saudi Arabia, and continues to lead Portugal's line. Critics say he should step aside for the new generation. Ronaldo's answer? More goals, more records, more fight. So, will they actually play? Nothing's guaranteed, but both Messi and Ronaldo have kept themselves in shape, in form, and in the conversation. And honestly, football just feels bigger with them in it. And if destiny really wants to spoil us, maybe, just maybe, Argentina and Portugal will collide on the pitch. Messi versus Ronaldo, one last time. Which brings us to the numbers, because before history writes its final chapter, let's compare their stats head to head. Alright, let's put the legends head to head. Numbers don't tell the whole story, but when it comes to Messi and Ronaldo, the stats are jaw-dropping. First, their total appearances. Lionel Messi has played 1,144 career matches for club and country. Cristiano Ronaldo, even more, 1,287 appearances, the most by any player at this level. Next, their total goals. Ronaldo leads the all-time charts with over 943 career goals. Messi is right behind him, sitting at over 880 goals. Fewer games, but often more magic in the way he scores them. Now let's talk about their assists. When it comes to creating for teammates, Messi dominates, 390-plus career assists. Ronaldo, meanwhile, has around 258 assists. Still elite, but his game has always been more about the finish than the final pass. And finally, their legacy moments. Messi, the 2022 World Cup winner, completing the one trophy that defined his story. On the other hand, Ronaldo, the all-time top scorer in men's international football, with 123 goals for Portugal, carrying his nation further than ever before. So the stats set the stage, but numbers alone can't capture how these two rewrote football. To really understand their greatness, we need to rewind, back to where their journeys began. Behind every stat, there's a story. And Messi's story begins in Rosario, Argentina, a small boy with a ball at his feet, but also a big challenge. At just 10 years old, he was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. Most thought his dream would end there. But football had other plans. At 13, Messi moved with his family to Spain, joining Barcelona's academy. Barca agreed to cover his treatment, a gamble that would change football forever. By 17, Messi made his first team debut for Barcelona. He was small, quick, and fearless, weaving through defenders twice his size. And soon, the world realized this wasn't just another academy graduate. This was a phenomenon. Over 2 decades with Barcelona, Messi redefined loyalty and brilliance. 778 games, 672 goals, and 35 trophies, including 4 Champions Leagues and 10 La Liga titles. He became the face of the club, the symbol of tiki-taka, and the heartbeat of an entire generation of football fans. Then came the unthinkable. In 2021, Barcelona's financial crisis forced him to leave. Messi joined Paris Saint-Germain, adding more trophies but never quite feeling at home. Yet, it was during this time he carried Argentina to their greatest moment, the 2022 World Cup. The image of Messi lifting that golden trophy in Qatar, at 35 years old, may be the single most iconic moment in football history. And just when people thought he might fade away, Messi took a new chapter, moving to Inter Miami in the United States. Even there, he brought magic, lifting the League's Cup and turning American football culture upside down. Messi's journey is one of resilience, loyalty, and finally, destiny fulfilled. But if Messi's story is about destiny, Ronaldo's is about defiance. Because unlike Messi, nothing was handed to him. Let's go back to Madeira, Portugal, where Cristiano's rise began. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on the island of Madeira, Portugal, far from the glamour of Europe's football capitals. His family struggled financially, and young Cristiano shared a room with his siblings in a small house. But even then, he had one dream. Football would be his way out. At just 12 years old, he left his home island to join Sporting Lisbon's academy. Imagine being a kid, far from your family, living alone, chasing a dream that seemed impossible. But Ronaldo's hunger set him apart. He trained harder than anyone, always the last to leave the pitch, always pushing himself past the limit. By 18, the world began to notice. In 2003, Manchester United signed him after a dazzling performance in a friendly. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, Ronaldo transformed from a flashy winger with stepovers into a complete player, stronger, sharper, and more lethal. By 2008, he had won his first Ballon d'Or and delivered United a Champions League title. But Cristiano wasn't done. That same year, he made a blockbuster move to Real Madrid, and this is where his legacy exploded. In 438 games, he scored an astonishing 450 goals, becoming the club's all-time top scorer. He lifted 4 Champions Leagues with Madrid, including the legendary three-peat from 2016 to 2018. After Madrid, he continued to challenge himself, moving to Juventus, where he kept scoring relentlessly, and then returning to Manchester United for one more spell. Today, he plays for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, and even at 41, he's still finding the back of the net. For Portugal, Ronaldo's impact is unmatched. He led them to their first ever major trophy, the Euro 2016 title, and is now the all-time leading scorer in men's international football, with more than 123 goals for his country. Ronaldo's story is not one of destiny, but of obsession. An obsession to be the best, to outwork everyone, and to prove that greatness isn't given, it's earned. So now we've seen their journeys. Messi, the boy born for greatness, and Ronaldo, the kid who clawed his way to the top. But how did these two not only rise, but completely take over the football world? Let's look at how they got traction. Cristiano Ronaldo's rise wasn't just about talent. It was about moments that forced the world to take notice. His breakthrough came at Manchester United. At first, many saw him as just a flashy winger with too many stepovers. But by 2006, his end product had caught up to his flair. The turning point? The 2006 World Cup, when his fiery performance against England made him both loved and hated worldwide. That controversy only added to his fame. From then on, he exploded. By 2007 to 8, he was unstoppable, scoring 42 goals in a single season for United, winning the Champions League, and taking home his first Ballon d'Or. Overnight, Ronaldo wasn't just a rising star, he was a global superstar. For Messi, traction came differently. At Barcelona, he was surrounded by legends like Ronaldinho, Xavi, and Iniesta. But even among giants, he stood out. His breakout moment came in 2007 against Getafe, when he dribbled past half the team to score a goal eerily similar to Maradona's goal of the century. That clip went viral before viral even existed. Then came 2009. Under Pep Guardiola, Messi became the centerpiece of Barcelona's tiki-taka dynasty. That year, he scored in the Champions League final against Manchester United on Ronaldo's watch and claimed his first Ballon d'Or. From that point forward, he wasn't just Barcelona's future, he was football's present. Messi and Ronaldo aren't just players. They're leaders of two of the biggest fan armies the world has ever seen. Messi fans worship his artistry. They see him as the natural genius, the magician who makes the impossible look effortless. For them, Messi is football's Picasso, painting the game with every touch. Ronaldo fans, on the other hand, admire his discipline, his mentality, and his sheer willpower. To them, he's the ultimate athlete, the warrior who turned himself into a machine built for greatness. And the divide runs deep. Messi has Argentina and Barcelona fans who will follow him anywhere. Ronaldo has Portugal, Manchester United, Madrid, and now Al Nassr fans who defend him to the end. Online, the debate never stops. In fact, it fuels football culture every single day. But here's the fun part. I want to hear from you. Which team are you in? Team Messi or Team Ronaldo? Comment down below. So anyway, no rivalry lasts forever. But what Messi and Ronaldo leave behind is bigger than trophies, stats, or even arguments. It's legacy. For Messi, the legacy shines brightest with his 8 Ballon d'Ors, more than anyone in football history. Add to that nearly 1,300 goal contributions, a career of loyalty at Barcelona, and the crowning moment, lifting the World Cup in 2022 at 35 years old. That image of Messi, smiling with the golden trophy in his hands, will live forever. For Ronaldo, the legacy is defined by longevity and records. Still scoring at 41, he's proven that discipline and work ethic can bend time itself. He is the Champions League's all-time top scorer, a winner across England, Spain, Italy, and beyond. And of course, the man who holds the record for the most international goals ever scored. Beyond the pitch, Ronaldo became football's first true global brand, a player whose influence stretched far past the game itself. Messi is the artist, Ronaldo is the warrior, two sides of football's greatest coin. And the truth is, when the debate finally fades, we may realize football didn't give us one king, it gave us two. So now the question is, am I on Team Messi or Team Ronaldo? So I am, nah, let's not start that war here. But if you loved this video, then subscribe to Best Version for more stories like this. And if you're not watching a match right now, why not check out this next video right here?